Yes. Yeah. Morning all. So myself, I am Vijay. Like I hold 20 plus years of experience, which includes my experience includes right in different technologies like big data, Hadoop, Spark, and this Azure data engineering and GCP services. So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not? Yes.
Yeah, Vijay.
Fine. Thank you. So as part of today's demo, I'll be covering the following things, right? Why data engineer? How data engineer is different from this traditional ETL developer? Previously, if you go back like 10 to 15 years back, we won't see any kind of data engineer role. We see like ETL developer, how he is different from an ETL developer, and role of a data engineer, role of a data engineer. See, if we go back like a ETL developer and a data engineer is responsible for everything. Data engineer is responsible for everything. See, a data engineer, he is to handle the data, all varieties of data. He need to handle structured data. He need to handle unstructured data. He need to handle semi-structured. He need to handle streaming data. He need to handle NoSQL data, right? All varieties of data. He need to handle all formats of data, right? And difference, most of them will ask difference between a data engineer, data scientist, and data analyst, right? Yes. And Azure Data Engineering products and services. What are the various data engineer products? Azure Data Engineer products or services. And what is the current job market? Job market of Azure Data Engineer, right? This is what I'll be discussing. So here data engineer will be discussing on a cloud, Azure cloud. Cloud is majorly utilized. Cloud is majorly utilized for storing data, analyzing and delivering data in various form. You may ask. Previously, on premises, we used to do on premises, right? So here we require a cluster, group of systems, they are interconnected. We need to provide a cluster where that you are going to run your jobs on it. So if we compare a cloud with this on premises, right? Previously, if you talk about on premises, observe, we need to set up our own hardware infrastructure. If you compare with on premises, in case of on premises, we need to set up our own hardware infrastructure. On top of that, OS installation to be done. Purchasing of database license, purchasing of database licenses, installation of database objects like database servers, installation of database server, and designing database objects. Designing database objects like databases, tables, volumes, all these things, right? Yes. So we need to set up our own hardware infrastructure. On top of that, we need to install OS, purchasing of database license, installation of database server, designing database objects. To maintain all this, right, we require separate teams. To maintain all this, we require separated teams. Okay, see that what are the various teams? Hardware team is required, operating system team is required, networking team, security teams, database administrators, so different. But here in the cloud, but here everything in cloud premises. We no need to maintain all this. No need of hardware team, no need of operating system team, no need of networking team or security team or database administrator. We no need to maintain any infrastructure. We no need to maintain any infrastructure. No need of any licenses. Here everything in the cloud environment. Here everything in the cloud environment. Okay, fine. Data engineers with the help of cloud services. Data engineers with the help of cloud services. They work on the data, make it structured and useful. Majorly, data engineers' responsibility for smooth data flow from source to destination. For smooth data flow from source to destination. Generally, data engineers responsible for preparing the data, that is extracting data or preparing the data, cleansing or filtering the data, transforming the data, and processing data. Data engineers responsible for this, right? Data scientist. We talk about data engineer as compared with the data scientist. Strategizes for, in a simple way, in a simple word, it's a data scientist. Strategizes for the future means recommendations for the future. Is going to recommend for the future, strategizes for the future. And on the other side, data analyst on a single word summarizes the data of the past. Summarizes the data of the past. That is visualizing the data. Data analyst. So both the data scientist will analyze the data, is going to identify the key patterns, recommendations for the future. Data analyst also analyze the data, summarize the data of the past, and finally is going to visualize the data. And data scientist on the other side, he performs data analysis, data predictions, data classifications, data clustering, data recommendations, right? Yes. The blend of techniques. In the case of data management, if you talk like a data management, it performs data storage and data processing. Data storage and data processing. Data management. Okay. Data engineering involves, see, data engineer. Data engineer does all the groundwork for data scientist and analyst. Data engineer is going to do all the groundwork for data scientist and data analyst. More than 70 to 80% of data analysis. 70 to 80% of data analysis work is done by data engineers. Data engineering involves what are the sources of the data? What are the sources of the data? What is the format of the data? How to transform or process the data? And what is the destination of the data? What is the destination of the data? So these things. Now, we talk like why Azure data engineer is demand today. Why Azure data engineer is in demand today? Why Azure data engineer is in demand? Okay. So just observe this. Hmm. An organization. Observe this is an organization. An organization wants to increase the business revenue. It wants to increase the business revenue by utilizing the customer behavioral data on its website. The organization using Azure for its operation. The organization using Azure for its operation. So it hires an Azure data engineer and also a data scientist. So it is going to hire Azure data engineer and a data scientist and a data scientist. It's going to hire data engineer and as data scientist. Azure, okay. First, the data engineer, this data engineer is going to create a data warehouse for the organization, is going to create a data warehouse for the organization. A data warehouse is the storage of structured data, that is queryable data. It contains data from various sources such as new user log, user clicks, existing customer data. This data engineer structures the data, stores it, monitors it in the data warehouse. Secondly, the data engineer communicates with the data scientist. This data engineer communicates with the data scientist to understand the data requirement. And he also communicates with the business team to know the business requirement of the organization. Okay, he has to keep in mind, data engineer has to keep in mind the business needs, the business requirements when dealing with the data in hand. The data scientist analyzes and creates insights. Data scientist later is going to analyze and create insights from the processed data of data engineer. Data engineers, they keep constantly processing the data, analyzing the data, and monitoring the data. Data engineers, they are going to create pipelines. They are going to create data pipelines. Pipeline, the output of one is the input to the next in this way. They are responsible for creating data pipeline through which the data is integrated, with all the crucial stages, of the data flow. He also makes sure, this data engineer also makes sure that the pipeline is always efficient. The pipeline is always efficient and secure. So this is the primary role of Azure data engineer professional, right? And what are the various other roles? Role of Azure data engineer. Hmm. Role of Azure data engineer. Designing designing the entire data flow architecture. Designing the entire data flow architecture. Secondly, creating data warehouse. Creating a data warehouse for storage of structural data, for storage of analytical data. Thirdly, right, the various roles, right? Yes. Designing entire data flow architecture, creating data warehouse for storage of analytical data. ETL, ETL. ETL is one of the key tasks of data engineers. They need to extract data from multiple sources, transform it into structured data, and they need to load into the company's storage service for further business evaluations by the data scientist, and also many other roles like data monitoring. Data monitoring. Data monitoring. Data engineers make sure that the ETL is performed in a proper way. Data engineers, they make sure that the ETL is performed in a proper way and the data is available anywhere it is required, anywhere it is needed or required. And also like data security. Data security. The data security is also a major responsibility of data engineers. Major responsibility of data engineers. The data need to be secure at each step of the process without any data leaks or data exposures. Collaborating and communicating, right? As I said, collaboration and communication. Collaboration and communication. They have to constantly communicate with the business team. They need to constantly communicate with the business team to check if the team needs data insights, collaborating with the data scientists to deliver the data as per the requirement. Analytics means data engineers, they are going to analyze the data, transform it into structured and useful formats. They need to have some strong analytical and mathematical skills to perform this kind of analysis. They need to have strong analytical skills to perform this analysis, and also certain things has to be automated. Automation like certain things, certain process has to be automated, which require minimal human intervention, such as extraction process. So these are the major roles of Azure data engineer. Designing entire data flow architecture, creating data warehouse for storage of analytical data, ETL, data monitoring, data security, collaboration, analytics, and automation. And if I talk about data engineering products or services, what are the various data engineering, Azure data engineering products or services? So Azure is providing many services, many products and services, but for Azure data engineering, what are the various products or services? Right. Azure data engineering products. Azure SQL, Azure Data Lake, Azure Synapse Analytics, Azure Data Factory, ADF we say, ADF, Azure Databricks, ADB, Azure Cosmos DB, Azure Streaming, Azure Key Vault. Yes, Azure SQL, Azure Data Lake, Azure Synapse Analytics, Azure Data Factory, Azure Databricks, Cosmos DB, Streaming, and Azure Key Vault. In a single line, a single word, I'll just say what these are. Azure SQL, Azure SQL. It is a cloud or DBMS. It is a cloud or DBMS. Cloud or DBMS. It is a cloud or DBMS database of Microsoft in Azure. The simple way it is cloud or DBMS, right? Yes. It is for OLTP operations. It is for OLTP. Online transactional processing. It is for OLTP operations. Not for data warehouse operations. It is for OLTP. OLTP systems, they capture end user transaction. Second, like Azure Data Lake, Azure Data Lake, distributed file system. Understand this distributed file system. Distributed file system with unlimited data storage, in cloud. That is data lake. See, if you want to store data in the form of files, if you have got distributed file system with unlimited data storage in cloud, that is data lake. If you see previously we have got, like, if you heard about Hadoop HDFS, Hadoop distributed file system, on-premises DFS. What is that? On-premises distributed file system. But we have got Azure Data Lake. Azure Data Lake. Cloud DFS. On-premises DFS, Azure Data Lake, Cloud DFS. I can say it is a repository. It is a repository for large varieties. Structured, semi-structured, and unstructured, right? Unstructured. Distributed file system with unlimited data storage in cloud, that is data lake. HDFS, on-premises DFS, Azure Data Lake, Cloud DFS. It is a repository for large varieties. Structured, semi-structured, structured, semi-structured, and unstructured data. Yes. Azure. Azure Data Factory. Azure Data Factory. ADF. In a simple way, it is cloud ETL. It is a cloud ETL. It is a cloud ETL or cloud-based ETL. Cloud-based ETL, right? Of Microsoft. See, we have got Informatica on-premises, right? We have got ETL tools like Informatica, Talent, Data Stage. So in the same manner, we have got a ETL on cloud. That is what? Azure Data Factory. It is a cloud-based ETL of Microsoft in Azure. So later I discuss a brief about, but it is just an ETL tool, Microsoft. Next, Azure Synapse Analytics. Azure Synapse Analytics. For data warehouse operations. For data warehouse operations. For analytics. For batch processing, batch applications are for batch processing. We have got two types of applications: batch applications, online applications. Online applications means user interactive applications, but batch applications user non-interactive applications. Online applications users should compulsory interact. should give the input. But batch applications, user non-interactive. Here, user doesn't provide any input. For parallel processing. Azure Databricks. Azure Databricks, ADB. One of the important service. It is a Apache Spark based data analytics. It is a Apache Spark based data analytics platform. It is a Apache Spark based data analytics platform. Apache Spark based data analytics platform where Spark is a very high speed processing execution model which processes huge data at quick time. In this Azure data engineering, the main execution engine is Spark. Spark, right? Everywhere you can see Apache Spark execution. Apache Spark execution is going to happen. Next, Azure Streaming. Azure Streaming Analytics. Azure Streaming Analytics. So here, capturing and processing high volumes of streaming data. Capturing and processing high volumes of streaming data from multiple sources. From multiple sources. Simultaneously. Capturing and processing high volumes of streaming data and from multiple sources simultaneously. Azure Streaming. Okay, Azure Streaming is one. Azure Cosmos DB. In a simple way, the kind of NoSQL database, just like MongoDB. We have got Azure Cosmos DB here. Azure cloud-based. NoSQL database. Azure cloud-based NoSQL database. NoSQL means not only SQL, we see like schemaless behavior, random access. In case of SQL, for example, first record to last record, same number of columns or fields to be maintained. But in NoSQL, record to record, different number of fields can be maintained. First record with 5 fields, second record with 7 fields, third record with 10 fields. So here schemaless behavior. Azure Key Vault. Azure Key Vault. Secure key management. I can say like secure key management. To protect data in the cloud. Secure key management to protect the data in the cloud. So these are the main, right? 8 products. Azure Data Engineering, the two Azure Data Engineering products, right? So this Azure SQL, right? Simple way, it's a cloud or DBMS. Cloud or DBMS. Data lake for file systems. It's a like distributed file system. Azure Synapse Analytics for data warehouse operations. Data Factory, it's an ETL, cloud ETL. Databricks, Apache Spark based data analytics platform. Cosmos DB, it's a NoSQL database, cloud NoSQL database. Azure Streaming, Azure Key Vault. Azure Key Vault, right? Yes. Secure key management for protecting the data in the cloud. So these are the main things as part of this Azure data engineering. In this Azure data engineer course, the main discussions here, like first, like Azure Data Factory. ADF will be discussed here. No prerequisites, no coding, zero coding, code free, everything drag and drop. In the case of Informatica, you should have seen 80% drag and drop, 20% writing SQL scripts. But here, 100% drag and drop. You don't need to write any codes here. Azure Databricks. Azure Databricks. It is one of the, it is Apache Spark based data analytics platform, I said. Using Spark, we can process the data at a very high rate of speed. And next is, I'll also discuss Spark, that is PySpark in brief. I'll also discuss Spark, that is PySpark in brief. Not like an overview like other training sites. Total PySpark will be discussed here. Azure Synapse Analytics. Azure Synapse Analytics. Apart from this, so these are the major discussions we'll see, but apart from this, you'll also get knowledge on this Azure SQL. Excuse me. Azure Data Lake, Azure Data Lake Storage, ADLS we say, and Azure Streaming. Okay, just go through this course content right once. So in brief, in depth, we'll be discussing here Azure Data Factory, overview of Azure sources and resources as services. Azure Data Factory, Databricks, all these resources. Azure Data Factory architecture, Data Factory portal UI, top level concepts like pipeline, activities, linker service, data sets, triggers, data flows, integration, runtimes. Pipeline, what is a pipeline? Create a new pipeline, organizing pipeline, debugging pipeline, publishing the pipeline. Okay. Linker service, what is a linker service? Creating a linker service for these different types of storages like SQL Server, SQL database, all this. Data sets, what is a data set or how to create data sets for this different Avro file, binary file, CSV, Excel, JSON, ORC, Parquet, XML, all this. And activities, different types of activities. No need to write any code. Directly you can grab for that using activities. Copy data activity, you can see. Copy files from one blob container to another. Copy the different types of activities. Lookup, stored procedure, get metadata, delete, execute, validation. Okay. So apart from this, we see many transformations. Triggers, schedule trigger, tumbling window, storage events trigger, integration runtime, source control, ARM templates, export and import. Yes. Data flows. What is a data flow? Mapping data flow. Different types of transformations, filter, aggregate, join, conditional split, derived column, exist, union, lookup, sort, group by, pivot, flatten, okay, all this. Validating the schema. Schema is little different as compared. Okay, remove duplicate rows using mapping data flows and slowly changing dimensions. SCD type 1, type 2, SCD type 1, type 2, ADF, different like nearly like 50 exercises I'll be discussing. 50 exercises like here I'll be discussing that all this, transformations, which includes activities, Azure Databricks. What is it? Big data. So first, before I go with Databricks has got some prerequisites. Like I'll be discussing introduction to this big data, Hadoop and Spark. I'll be giving this basics of cloud computing and this more on this cloud computing. And here database cluster management, displaying cluster, starting cluster, terminating a cluster, deleting a cluster, cluster information, cluster logs. Three types of clusters, all-purpose cluster, job cluster, and Databricks pools. Databricks without pools, with pools, without pools. Clusters mode standard, high concurrency, single node. Databricks utilities, credential utilities, data utility, file system utility, job utility, library utility, secrets, widgets, limitations of utilities, everything I'll be discussing in brief. Databricks integration with blob storage, Azure Data Lake, Azure SQL. Databricks handling multiple formats. Okay. Databricks handling multiple file formats, CSV, JSON, Parquet, Excel, XML, ORC, and Avro. Databricks batch processing, incremental data load, historical data load, date transformations, aggregations, join operations, window functions, union operation, Databricks streaming API, and Delta Lake, sorry. Difference between data lake and Delta Lake, introduction to Delta Lake, how to create Delta table, handling SCD type 1, type 2, handling data deduplications and Delta tables, workflows in Databricks. Azure Synapse, introduction and overview of pools, and this entire thing you can see the Synapse analytics in brief. Yes. So I said Azure Data Factory, Azure Databricks, PySpark, and Azure Synapse Analytics. These things will be discussed in brief, and you will also get knowledge on this and the offerings from my side. Offerings, you will be getting each and every live session recorded video. Clear soft copy of these notes. Assignments and tasks to work with. Yes. A WhatsApp group for technical discussion. I will be creating the WhatsApp group for the students to have direct interaction with me. If any errors, you can take snap and post in that. Anybody can answer, I'll be answering it. Interview questions. Around 150 to 200 interview questions I'll be forwarding, and resumes. Live interactive hands-on sessions. If you want to do the task along with me parallel, you can also do the task parallel along with me. Live interactive hands-on. Okay. Apart from this is offers for my side. Apart from that, DurgaSoft is providing some offer for you. So here you'll be getting so people who doesn't see before I go with this, right? So for this Azure Data Factory, no prerequisites. For Databricks, right? You have got some for this Databricks, these three things, right? You have got some prerequisites. You need to have some basic Python knowledge. You need to have basic SQL knowledge. You need to have. So for that, so here we are providing Python videos. Even I'll be discussing before we go with the practical part. I'll just brief you about the Python syntaxes. And even you'll be getting Python videos. You can check with that Python videos, MySQL videos, around 35 videos on this MySQL, and one more thing, people who Unix, Linux, skill scripting videos, around 120 videos of Mr. Durgasir, right? So here these things are provided freely once you enroll for this course. These three things, around 8,000 rupees access of the videos will be provided, and also these things from my side. Session recordings, clear soft copy of these notes, assignments, tasks, interview questions, and interactive hands-on sessions, right? So tomorrow also you can attend the session same time, right, at 10 o'clock using the same link to see more discussions. We'll be entering into the technicals tomorrow, more brief about these services and the products. So meanwhile, if you got any queries to this, you can just go with your queries, unmute yourself, and ask your queries through voice or through chat. Even during in the sessions, right, you will be kept in unmuted status. At any point, you can respond. You can ask the queries. Yes. Any queries you got anyone? Fine.
Um, Hi, sir. I'm Nagesh. Okay. So, what about that Azure subscription? Okay. So, how
Yes,
we
yes,
do the
yes, yes,
practice?
yes. Azure subscription, right? So
Yes.
I'll clearly show, right, step by step how to get a free subscription, how to get a free subscription in Azure where you can work with the things. So it is going to provide a 1 month free access. It is going to provide 1 month free access for this where you can work with it. But later, if you want, you can get one more free subscription. If you have got one more credit card, means it is direct. It is going to deduct only 2 rupees from your credit card or debit card. Later again, it is going to credit back. Just identity verification through credit card. So if you have got
Okay.
multiple cards, you can get multiple free subscription. But even if you doesn't have subscription, or if it doesn't have multiple credit cards, so just with minimal cost, with very minimal cost, how you can work with the practicals. I'll be showing you. Means for that, some of the things you need to delete after working with the practicals every time. So you can go with free subscriptions, and also like pay as you go subscriptions will be there. So with very minimal cost, where you can go. Otherwise, you can go with the free subscriptions if you have got multiple. That everything I'll be guiding you step by step. I'll be sure.
Yeah, sure. In the coming class, you will show, right, how we can able to get it as a subscription.
Yes, yes, I'll be showing you not in any one of your system, right? And even if we talk about this data ADF data factory, right? So if people will be doing parallelly, that's why I was saying hands-on sessions. This everything
Hmm.
drag and drop, right? We won't write any coding, right? No prerequisites, nothing, right? So most of this task I'll be doing in any one of your system, not on my system. For this area, if I'm talking, 50 to 60% of the tasks I will be doing in any one of your system. Means the others can be doing parallelly, but means how to use the tool, how to drag and drop, and how to perform the tasks, everything. Even this installation also I'll be showing any one of your systems, so the others can be doing parallelly. Okay.
I mean, Azure Data Factory and uh, SSIS. Okay, both are similar, or is there any
I'll say
in
yes in the tomorrow session. Just I'll brief you, right? So ADF is different. SSIS is a on-premise one. It's not a cloud-based, right?
yes, correct.
So this is cloud-based. It's a cloud-based ETL.
That's it.
So Azure, see Informatica, whatever SSIS, or if you talk data stage, talent, all these are on-premise ones. I was saying on-premise means everything we need to take care, everything, but everything today, everything going to the cloud side, cloud environment. We don't need to maintain anything, right? Everything taken care by the cloud, right? So this is ADF is a cloud ETL, cloud-based ETL. And even if you see the job market, right? Even if you see according to Microsoft, every year like lakhs of companies getting registered themselves on Azure. Even 95% of the Fortune 500 companies, they are utilizing Azure cloud services. They in turn increasing the number of job opportunities for Azure data engineers constantly. Even major companies, they're adopting Azure, and organizations, they are shifting to Azure, and also they are in need of professionals who can work on Azure and handle huge data, big data, right? Even if you see the pay scales also, if you see the pay scales of this Azure data engineer, see generally data engineer, right? The pay scales 1.5 times more than the other technologies you can see. Data engineers have got the highest average salaries as closely as data scientists. See, the two highest paying jobs, data engineers, data scientists, are the two highest paying jobs currently. So pursuing a as this data engineer, right, will never let you down, right? So even people who wants to shift their career, the data engineer, Azure data engineer is one of the best choice. Even companies like, if you see various companies like Facebook, Intel, Microsoft, Amazon, all this, they are interested in hiring data engineers with the great salary packages. Even companies like Google, Apple, Cognizant, Walmart, all this, they are offering high paying jobs for data engineers, right? Yes. Fine. Someone asking a query, right?
Vijay, I have one question. Uh, Python, the videos you are providing, right? We
Mm.
have to prepare by the time entire Python language.
See, I'll be giving the overview about all this Python, right? Syntaxes, I'll be giving the overview about all those things. But see, this ADF, it takes 25 to 30 days, right, to complete this ADF. First one, ADF, 25 days it takes. So within the 25, 30 days, it doesn't require any prerequisites. By the time you go with this, right, you'll be getting some time to get prepare on this Python. So next 30 days, 25 to 30 days, I'll be discussing about data factory. By the next, you can go with this Python video step by step. Everything is explained there. And even once I start also, just I'll be giving that, I'll refresh all this Python syntaxes before I go with this Databricks PySpark, right? Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
one more thing, I don't aware of that. Even in single project, how many data engineers can be utilized?
See multiple data engineers, right? Each one will be given one role. Data engineers will be giving different roles. See, like extracting process, filtering process, different things will be there. Data engineering things will be there, right? So one will be extracting data, one will be extracting, one will be uh, processing the data, filtering the data, like this many data engineers will be involved. Yes, Ram Pratish, right? You can see a big message is given by this online team. A big message is given by this online team, right? Can you see a big message where you can see the contact details of the online team, the payment details of this online team, the Google Pay details, Phone Pay details, and the course content details, everything is provided there, right? In the
Okay,
Zoom, in the
thank you.
Zoom chat, you can see, right? Yes, someone asking a question. So this data engineer has got a great demand today. If you see in 2024-25, if you see majorly like this data science and this data engineering courses has got a great demand, right? Even if we see a lot of jobs, even the interview calls are more for this data engineers and data engineer one is the one of these best what we say course for the people to learn even as part of getting a big huge the high packages. These are the high paying jobs like data engineers and data scientists, and it looks simple if you are regular to the sessions and if you are doing the things practically daily, spend 1 hour for the practicals, it looks very simple to understand the things, right? And okay, so these are the offerings from my side, and you also get these things, right? Yes. Tomorrow also everyone can attend same time at 10 o'clock to see more discussion on this. Yeah. Any other queries you got, anyone?
Yes, sir. I'm Hari.
Yeah, go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Sir, I'm actually recent MCA graduate, so I want to quick start my career as a data engineer. So as a fresher, if I get a job for it's data engineer.
Recently, two of my students got job in TCS. They were just asking Spark. Just they got a job on Spark, PySpark. We are discussing PySpark also in brief, right?
Okay.
They were taken as a PySpark developer. So even for freshers also, right? If you showcase your talent, your knowledge, right? Because a typical 3+, 4+ years of experience person, how much knowledge, that much knowledge you are going to gain in this course. So the course will be for 3 months. The course will be for 3 months because we are discussing in brief. It's a big package of data engineering where you will be seeing data factory, data bricks, and the synapse analytics. Right. We'll be discussing what all the things required for a data engineer. All these things will be discussed. Course for 3 months, right? Yes. We'll be spending around 90 hours. Okay. Somewhere, wherever required, I'll be taking some extra sessions. I'll be just pre-intimate about that extra sessions. Some bigger sessions will be taken. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank
One
you.
question from my side.
Yes, go ahead.
The topics what we are covering. So if we get into the real-time project, it would be the same like whatever we studied and we implement those things in the real-time project.
Yes, maximum.
Okay.
So everything is practical oriented, nothing theoretical here. We'll the same thing. What all we are going to see. Working examples only I'll be providing.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Vijay, videos will be available for your sessions also.
Yes. So that's one second. See here, live session recorded videos. So daily, every day when the session completes by okay, today's session got completed. Within 2 hours time, you will be getting the video. If anyone, if you are unable to attend the session, right? If you miss a session due to some job timings or any other things, right? You can just go to the recording and attend the next session for better understanding. Every day you'll be getting the video of these sessions, right? All this Azure data engineering videos you'll be getting every day to your Google Drive. To your Google Drive, you'll be getting the videos. That videos will be for 8 months. It will be available, right? Fine. Yeah, all these videos, whichever daily, regular videos, daily one video will be added. Apart from this, these videos you'll be getting freely, 8,000 rupees access videos freely of Python, MySQL, and this Unix, Linux, and these videos. Right? Yeah. You can only view the videos. You can only play the videos. You cannot download the videos, right? Okay. clear soft copy of the notes with comments, everything will be provided. You can just check with that. So if you see this, this is the ADF notes. ADF notes. So yes, 1 second. ADF, see here, like batch wise, I'll be prepared. These are all that ADF batches I have handled. These are all the ADF batches. The notes for, I'll be creating separate notes for each batch. If you open any batch, right, you can see that ADF notes topic wise, we'll be getting, see, you can see the notes. Notes will be very much clear, and even talk about ADB data breaks, ADB PYSPARK notes. So topic wise, the notes will be very much clear. Okay. And Synapse analytics. Okay, in brief, in depth, not like the, see, in brief, a typical 4+ years experience person, how much knowledge, that's why we'll be going deep into the subject. So fine. Any other queries you got, anyone? Okay. So we'll continue tomorrow, same time at 10 o'clock using the same link, more discussion on it. Fine. Thank you all for your time. Thank you. Bye. Yeah.